This show is proudly brought to you by the #Me Network. Access granted.
Kia ora, and thanks so much for tuning in to episode 30 of Access Granted, our weekly Kiwi Tech and Media podcast. I'm Mike, and my background is information wrangling, connecting people and getting things done.
And I'm Raj, my background's in film, design, media and technology. And you're here, of course, because you are a Kiwi that either works in or has a great passion for tech and media in New Zealand.
So it's episode 30. Later, we caught up with Sean Golding of course, Studio One Goldings. And we had a chat with him. But first, our focus for the week.
So, focus for the week. You wanted to talk about...
Feedback.
Feedback.
When people tell you something, how to give feedback and how to take that feedback on and make it constructive, I think is the word, isn't it? Constructive feedback.
Take the good bits out of it or...
Yeah. Something you can do something with.
Yes. And also not to take it too personally.
Well, unless it's personal feedback, of course.
But there is that.
I recently saw some feedback. I was a party to the feedback. It wasn't actually from me or to me, but I was around it. I saw it happen.
So second-hand feedback.
It wasn't even really to do with me. I just happened to be in the right place or the wrong place at the wrong time. The feedback given was actually quite constructive. It was good feedback. It was something that had to be said. Unfortunately, the feedback was given quite personally. So there was a lot of you stuff in there. And it was a work situation, and it got quite about the person as opposed to about the behaviour.
That's because you're using you a lot. That kind of does that.
Yes, it wasn't. It's not when you do this, I feel this. Therefore, could you do this? Which is a great template, by the way. You're trying to give personal feedback. That's the one that that you should always use. Do you not know that?
No, I just go, hey, you're being an idiot.
Nah, that's the sort of feedback that was being given, and that person was being given.
Right, yeah.
But it's when you do this, and you can only talk about when you can see something, not when I think you're thinking this. That's not very good. When you do this, it makes me feel this. I would like you to do this. That's feedback, personal feedback. Really wanted to talk about when you got feedback around a project or a team or the way the process is running. So it's less about a person per se.
So you mean like if your app's launched and people are sending in messages going, hey, this is a bit broken?
Yeah.
Why can't you do this?
Yep.
I don't know. Okay.
So in that situation, I suspect there's two parts to it. One is it's nice to hear the emotions. So your app makes me feel really angry. It's good to have that, actually, because you get a sense of what it means to them. But if they just say it makes you feel angry without because, that's what we want to know.
Yeah, exactly.
Because the person taking on want to go, well,
maybe
what is it I can do? So be very, very, very specific. And a classic, if you use Android, of course, you'll get those little report buttons. You know, your app has crashed, do you want to report it?
Oh, yes.
And I remember Gina Trapani saying, it's great, actually. The feedback you get is great, because it sends also what version you've got, what Android version you've got, whatever you have, all the background data.
All the bits the devs want to ask
but
anyway.
It never, the information is never, I was doing this, because it's just data.
Yeah.
And she said the key data is, I was trying to do the following. Or I had been doing this, and I pushed this button to go here to do this, and it fell over. She said, that is gold. So you have to say what you were doing, and then what happened. Now, if the system itself can, describe what happened, sweet, but you have to say what's happening.
So then they can recreate the problem, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So they can fix it. Excellent. And that's why you give feedback, isn't it?
Detail is good, right? Devil in the detail.
Yes.
Yeah.
The other side is, okay, you get some feedback. Now, if you get feedback that you can't do anything with, it's just data or it's just a bunch of emotions, the advice the approach that I take is always to say thank you, because all feedback's gold. Oh, there's a poster with that, surely, somewhere in an office.
Gold.
Yeah. It's got to be.
I've already got an image in my head about a hip-hop guy, Flavor Flav, with a chain that spells it out around his neck. Hip-hop's gold with his gold teeth. Beautiful. It's already in my head.
There you go. So it is. It's a wee present. You say thank you very much for that. And if someone doesn't want to give any more, doesn't give the information, just leave it there. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
And if you can't do anything
At least
with
you
it
got
and they're
something.
not going to get in touch with you and tell you more, say thank you. If someone gives you some information that you can do something with, tell them what you're going to do. So thanks for that. You've given me a error, a bug report. You told me what I was trying to do. I can see the issue. I'm going to fix the program.
So feedback on the feedback.
Yeah, tell them
Yeah.
what you're going to do. Or I'm going to pass it on to the product team, or I'm going to, whatever it is you're going to do. Or we're going to have a think about it.
Or the person giving the feedback gets some sort of satisfaction from
Yeah.
that as well, right? So finally someone's listening,
Yeah.
you know, that kind of thing. Which is good, because then they'll hopefully stay happy with your app or company doing it. You know?
Yep. And the last part of that is then you can do it. I can do it. If you say you're going to do whatever,
Yeah.
do it. And this is the harder part. Once it's done, tell everybody you said that you were going to do it too. Tell them we did it. Has it now worked?
So tell them and then
Do it.
explain what you did and
Yeah.
thank you very much again, you know, that kind of thing.
That's right. Man, that is... Talk about, and Sean talks about this in his interview that you're going to catch up with in a minute. That's that whole including everybody.
Yeah.
So it's not, he talks about it's not his bar.
It's
It
a
is
flat
his bar.
ecosystem. When you say
It
flat
is, yep.
way to run the
But you've got to allow people in and to have a little bit of control over, fundamentally it's his bar, it's got his name on it, but he lets not just the staff, but also the punters in and to make it their place.
Yeah.
A great way of doing that with your product is to allow people to have feedback, to say you did that, and then it's very similar. They go, oh, that's part of me.
Yeah.
I'm emotionally attached to this now.
That's right.
And then you'll come back and they'll be your greatest advocates. It's a shame people don't do that.
Well, hopefully after listening to today, at least they'll be conscious. They'll be conscious a bit more of it.
Hopefully.
Maybe they even learn to ask for feedback. God forbid.
On that note,
Anyway, here's
Now-
yeah.
so any feedback on Access Granted is gratefully received, and we will certainly try and follow our own rules. We will follow our own rules. We'll let you know we got it, and we'll tell you that we've changed. Thank you. Very quickly, an event for for everyone to keep an eye on. I'm going to be very selfish about this. Is the Hack Miramar event, which is
Oh, gee, Mike, what is that?
that's the bringing together all the people who can make a difference in community engagement. Technical people, community people. We know the council, greater and regional. I don't know what they are. Councillors and going to be there. That's on the first weekend of March out in Miramar. Go to hackmiramar.org. You'll get all the information. Thank you.
So you got plenty of tickets. You got tickets. You're selling tickets.
We're selling tickets. It's free. It's a free event. So you come along. We water you. We feed you. We give you internet. We give you everything that you need. And
Just had a seagull malfunction
yeah,
at the brew bar.
that was quite impressive.
Yeah.
Right. So there you go.
Anyway, thanks, Mike. All right. Well, we're here again, back at Studio One.
It's
Back
become
at
studio.
We're already here. We were already here, weren't we?
And this week we thought we'd have a yarn with Mr. Golding himself. So as a lot of you know, we do a lot of our recording in Goldings Free Dive here in Wellington, and we were doing our intros yesterday. We thought that we would turn around and say hi to Sean. Sean was in the middle of something, adding up
Yeah,
numbers.
apparently he
and doing
runs the
payroll.
business, so he's busy.
And then we thought, oh, let's get Sean on and talk about what's it like to have tech in a relatively new business, starting from zero. So, before we go on, Sean, do you want to say hi and where did you come from? How did you get this glorious bar?
Do we start with what makes you happy?
What makes you happy?
Well, hello, Michael and Raj. Thanks for having me on.
Mike.
That's your name. It's Michael. Let's use 2 syllables.
Your mum called you, right?
Yeah, so owning a small business was it was never something that I aspired to. But I've been self-employed for 12, 15 years now, and mainly because I don't like people telling me what to do. So I started out as a tradesman, sign writer, screen printer, went on to graphic design, got less jobs that were less dirty, pretty much. And then and then threw that all away and went into the film industry
Oh, yeah.
about 12 years ago, and just cleaned buckets and did the crappiest jobs you could imagine. But
Making scum.
But yeah, worked my way up and got into some pretty nice positions, and ended up really enjoying the film industry. And then when I didn't enjoy it and started to become cynical, I thought, well, I have to find something else to do.
Cool.
And I
How
thought,
that happens.
yeah, I know.
Yeah.
You think you're cynical watching them? You should try making them.
Yeah.
So this craft beer thing really took on my fancy. I thought that the community was really sincere. I liked the product a lot. I liked the people in it, and Wellington was a great city to express all those things. So after helping Dominic Kelly build Hashigozaki over 5 years ago, I got the bug.
Because you did the design for, is that right?
And the build.
Yeah, and the
Yeah.
build. So if we walk into Hashigozaki, we're looking at your work.
Correct.
Yeah.
They just got an award, didn't they, this week?
Yeah, they won the best bar from Sober. Yeah, they knocked us off. Well, actually, we weren't first, but we're second again to them. But that's all right. Can't really complain about that. They're a great bar. So that gave me the bug. So I thought, well, I better go and save some money and get my own bar. So I went back, worked on The Hobbit. That was kind of enjoyable. The problem is with film work is that I find in Wellington, it's not really an industry. It's more just one guy playing, and you can come and play with his toys. And then when it's time to go to bed, everyone has to go home.
Yes.
And he gets to keep all his toys.
That's a great way to put it.
And so I was becoming pretty cynical. So it was the right time for me, and it worked out very well with the 2 years on The Hobbit. Saved a bit of coin, got some of my good friends together, said, I want to do this, I want a bar. And they said, shit, yeah, let's get stuck in.
Excellent.
So, I built this bar, and haven't looked back, really, 2 years on.
Yeah.
And it's been a terrific experience for me. It really, really has. I'd like to say it's been really difficult, but it actually hasn't. It's actually been
Awesome.
It's actually been very straightforward. I'm not going to say the word easy, because nothing that would undermine what people have been doing for me. So I've great support in my business partners, and of course my staff have made it incredibly easy for me as well. So I just get to enjoy myself, which is really nice, which gives the bar a nice tone too, a nice, easy, sincere tone, that it actually is an enjoyable place to drink as well.
Yeah.
Well, it's
So,
very
yeah.
much, as we were talking before, it's Goldings bar, not Barry's bar.
That's right.
And it's got your feel all over it. There's a wee bit of Star Wars hidden here and there. And absolutely, it's just
Easter
got
eggs.
your personality.
That's right. I mean, if it's going to have your name on the door, it should be you inside. I think a lot of modern bars struggle with that. I think they bars by committee, design, and they fail to find a sincere brand and something actually recognisable and something that the public can identify with and actually feel included. They can, like if I put my stuff in here, someone else go, I like that stuff too, and that works.
So you both make a connection with your customers that way, don't you?
That's right. Well, everyone wants to be involved and be connected. I always think that interdependency is far better than independency, because everyone wants to contribute.
Yes.
Everyone needs to feel like they're involved. And I'm not just talking about my staff, I'm talking about the customers as well. I'd like to think that they help create the tone of the bar, along with the staff and myself. So it becomes, there's no magic bullet, there's no panacea. It's just a combination of dozens and dozens of things.
Yes. But you give the space to allow it to happen, though, as opposed to, well, this is my bar.
Correct.
It's how it's run.
Well, you have to.
Off.
You have to be generous with your space and generous with your knowledge as well. I mean, you keep it all for yourself. No one's going to want to play with you.
Going back to your earlier comments. Yeah. You take your toys home.
That's right. So, it's been really enjoyable to just give a nice space, step back and let it grow, and we just keep shoving crap into it when I feel like it, and have some fun with my staff.
Cool. So you started, when was it? When were doors open?
I think April 2013.
Yeah, what do we know? But I suppose you'd been obviously working at it for
Yeah, I think
while.
we spent a long time looking for the place and setting up all the systems to run the bar before. So when we'd open, there wouldn't really be a soft opening. I wanted to open and be going.
This is it.
And we're running.
Yeah.
So I had good people to help me out with that. So the build time was actually relatively quick. It's 5 weeks.
Oh, okay.
So I got the key in March. Just at the beginning of March, and we opened on April 12th. That was just me and one other guy in here building, and it was terrific fun. That was really, really enjoyable. And of course, in the background, we're building all our other systems up too for the actual management of the bar. Like you say, the tech.
The tech as well. I mean,
Yeah.
you started from zero, I presume. You didn't have any bar systems or...
No, we had nothing.
Nothing at all?
Yeah.
Take us through how did you then get to the point on April the 12th where you had systems running?
First thing I wanted to do was, of course, get a bank account.
That would help.
Which helps a lot. You've got to shovel that money in there that all your friends are giving you.
Yeah.
So to manage that bank account, I got some advice, and of course, Xero is I guess it is the accounting magic bullet at the moment.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe how it empowered me so well, and I use it today. I'm getting better and better at it. I like that software. It doesn't patronise you. It's very easy. I mean, a lot of modern software can be quite patronising.
It's a very good phrase.
But this makes it really empowers you, which I really, really like. So that was the first thing we do. Where's the money going to go? Let's get a budget, do all that stuff, make a P&L, all that kind of thing. So Xero was the first thing we did. Got some training on that. That was fine. How am I going to sell the beer? Point of sale system. So to buy a point of sale system with a till, you're looking about probably $16,000 to $18,000 to buy the hardware for it and the software for it, and that is a non-cloud base as well. So,
Right.
So do you have to buy it
you do have to buy it
physically? Then it
But you
becomes
buy it.
your big
You own
box.
it. Yeah,
It's just a
Of course-
digital cash register.
Yeah, and
basically, right?
it'll come with like some software for loading up all the data in the background.
Yeah.
That in a business this size, even though it was in the budget, I thought, you know what, there must be a better way. All we're doing here is really selling shoes, but it's beer.
Yeah.
We're selling T-shirts. It's the same thing. It's a cash business. It's basically like going to the supermarket and buying something, and the transaction happens right there, and the cash goes into your bank account. So I thought there must be an easy way to track that and do that in a far more simple way. I'm a big fan of Apple. I've used Apple, 3 or 4 years now. Got into Vend. It was okay. I wouldn't say it was like the answer to everything, but luckily my staff are very, very smart and very tech savvy, so we always found workarounds where there were issues with them. The things I like about Vend, it's dynamic. I can check it anytime, so it's live. I can check it anytime.
Do you know what's happening over here?
What's over
From
here
over there.
from anywhere, even at home.
Yeah.
The staff can operate it incredibly easily. I thought when it first came out, it was appalling the way it actually used the iOS technology. The beautiful thing about iPads is how intuitive they are and how pinching, scrolling, all that kind of stuff worked really well. Vend didn't utilise any of that. It was just a glorified calculator, which wasn't really designed for a hospitality industry.
Yeah.
But recently, they've done a really, really good upgrade, and they have started utilising all those iOS features, which is really encouraging. And it seems like they've been listening to us, and they're really trying to, I hate this term, move forward with their software.
Bingo.
Go forward.
What a shit statement.
I hate that phrase. And I woohoo every time I hear it.
Yeah. Okay. They're evolving it. There you go. They're evolving it.
It's getting better.
Yeah. So
Is it getting better for hospo industry, or is it just generally?
I wouldn't know. I mean, it must be getting better for the hospitality industry. I don't think many hospitality industry people actually use it. There's a few things it can't do, like running a restaurant with it would be incredibly difficult.
Oh, okay.
It doesn't do tables or things like that.
So you're
It's
more
hard
regular retail rather than hospo.
Yeah, that's right. So I mean, we're not a restaurant. I wouldn't put it in a restaurant environment until it had proper table tabs and things like that, partial bill payments and things. But for us, it's such a simple piece of software. The staff can use it. They can add, subtract products. The background dashboard to enter in all the products is really good. But the coolest thing about it is the chart of accounts, which goes straight to Xero. So I can get reports on what's selling, what products, beer, wine, and what kind of things they are. So, and it gives you a gross profit straight away, which is quite nice as well, which is very, very handy.
So they're tying the two together, so the banky stuff and so one is looking at the money, this is what you got, this is where it came from, the other one is give us the money and I'll look after it for you. Tie those together, sort it.
And Vend does a great job of sending it through to Xero, reconcile it the next day, and it's done. which is really makes me feel like I'm a genius. Well, actually not. You know.
I don't know. You're doing something right.
It frees up a lot of time, I'd say.
Well, it does. I mean, I
Get
couldn't
to
imagine doing ledger books and
that would be horrible.
you know that would have been. I mean, even 10 years ago, and there's probably still businesses doing that.
Majority, I'd suggest, actually, to be fair.
Who are still picking up pen and paper and writing
Yeah.
it. Having that stuff available anywhere, no matter where you are in the world, makes a bit of paper seem completely redundant. I mean, investors and stuff wanting a report for a board meeting or financial report becomes so simple to do. I can imagine having to sit there and do a PowerPoint presentation and things like that with Excel spreadsheets. That would just, fuck off.
Well, it takes you away from actually doing what you want to do, which is, as you said at the beginning, this is my bar and I'll put my personality to it.
Yep.
And your personality, I'd imagine, there are those, I've met them, who love doing Excel spreadsheet stuff. They ain't opening bars that are like this.
No.
This is not their job.
And I'm not undermining people who are really good at Excel. I mean, it blows me away. I mean, there's still a place for all that stuff, but
not here.
Not running a cash business like this. I mean, this is like I say, we're just selling shoes, but you can drink them. Or
Excellent.
Stationery. It's just that's all it really is.
Yeah.
You
So I
should
want
put
one of
that on the front
those.
of
Here
the
it is. Give me the money. Off you go.
Correct.
Yeah.
And the deal is done.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the easiest. You've got to make that the easiest part of the whole process because it's actually the most boring, and the bit that the customer needs to forget about straight away as well.
That's right. How much? Don't worry.
Don't worry about it. You've already paid for it.
Yeah. Move away.
Yeah.
So you've got those two systems.
And then I run my rostering and payroll software is FlexiTime. Good friend of mine, Rob Owen.
That's a Wellington company.
It is,
right?
yep. He's a cool guy, Rob. I've known him for a few years. He's a big beer nut. And I really, really have been very impressed with FlexiTime. There's two parts to it. There's the rostering, which is okay. I mean, I still think that's got a bit of work to do. It's a wee bit clumsy, but it does its job. You don't have to basically sit down and do an Excel spreadsheet and post it out to them or pay a huge amount of money to buy a payroll system or something like that with time cards clicking in. You know, we're not making ball bearings in 1932.
Yeah.
You know, so that's one thing about it. So once the rostering is done, the staff can come in and they clock in, this is the coolest bit. There's another piece of the software called Shift, and all this is all run on all my iPads at the bar, by the way. So the Vend and FlexiTime all done through the iPads. So they come in, they click the Shift button, they clock, their name comes up, they clock, it takes a photo of them. As soon as they hit clock in, they're getting paid. And then the same when they clock out, it takes a photo of them again, and it clocks out. So that's quite a nice, simple way, and also a non-patronising way of getting staff to be responsible for the hours. If you're late, you ain't getting paid.
Yeah.
You know, you weren't here to take a photo of yourself. So it's actually really, really simple, and I really like it.
Yeah.
So, but the coolest thing about that is when they clock in, all that data is recorded for payday. So
Payday?
For when I pay them.
For payday. The system.
No, for payday. So when I go to do the payroll, all the hours have been recorded. I look at it all, compare it to the roster, approve all the clock-ins and all their time. Do the pay. It sends them the pay slip. It tells me PAYE. It tells me what to put in their bank account.
Nice.
Is this all through FlexiTime?
All through FlexiTime.
Okay.
And so pay for my 9 staff takes me less than 15 minutes.
Wow.
Yeah, and I'm not even doing the most efficient way yet. I'm still not doing batch payments in Xero yet, which I'll eventually do. But at the moment, I just do it manually, and it's fine. So
does that actually pay them as well?
It can do it.
Yeah.
But at the moment, I just do it manually.
Okay.
Yeah. I just go to BNZ. And
Yes.
Pay
So it tells you.
Yeah. Just gives you a pay report of what you put in their bank account, and you just shove it in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it matches their payslip, hopefully. Yeah. No mistakes yet. Maybe one or two where I've just got it wrong. Maybe I've given Deirdre's pay to Marjorie or something like that.
Oops. Easily rectified.
That's right.
So that's all sat on your Apple Air in the corner here.
Yep.
I'm pointing, no one can see. Where you're just going through and doing the business, running the business,
Yep.
which is just sitting there because it's
Running it
all
from a bar.
coming to you.
Yeah.
Running a bar.
Yeah.
Or
Well,
at home or wherever.
Yep. I mean, I think you should use all the stuff to make your job easier. I mean, easier is almost another word for smarter as well when it comes to running a business, I think. The more time you can free up for yourself, you shouldn't feel guilty about that. You should be reveling in it.
Yes.
You know, I love having the space to think and to muck around and screw shit on the walls and go and buy stuff and make sure the staff are good, you know, and things like that.
Because that's what running a bar is.
Yep.
It's not.
No,
I mean, it's not paying people.
Well,
Of course,
usually,
it's paying people. but that's-
businesses pay other people to do that. They pay people to do payroll.
Yeah.
You know, they
Yeah.
pay people to do their point of sale systems. But this actually empowers the business owner. The good thing about it too is that all my staff do it as well. So two or three of my staff do the zero invoice entering as well. They know how to use Vend and do all the stock entry. They do the markups.
Yeah.
So they get to see all the money.
Yeah.
So they can see how much beer costs.
Yeah.
They see how much, of course, we make through Vend, but then when they're entering all the invoices the next week into Xero for me, then they can see, holy shit, this costs a
There we
lot
go. Yes.
to make this money.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
so it gives them an appreciation of how business works.
This is where it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they're all, it's flat is the wrong word, but much more transparent business. So it's like, well, we're in this together, guys.
Yeah, well, there's no use being all secretive and hiding stuff. It's plainly obvious that when people are making money or when they're not making money, and I think it just keeps the staff. It makes the staff feel like they're included.
Yeah.
And that because they are
Yes.
included, you know, and I want them to feel like they're contributing, like I said.
Yeah.
Interdependency.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is there anything else? I mean,
we've
the
got
one
fo-
thing
we-
I'm thinking of is I can hear.
Yeah, we've got
music.
Pandora. So yeah, I mean,
Pandora.
Yeah,
for
for was it $4.99 a month?
all the music you can choose.
Well, we actually second-hand music some of that ourselves while we've been here, playing on our podcast.
background,
a little bit. Yeah.
That's right.
ambience, mate. That's all.
Yeah, it was just accidental.
Yeah, I don't think music in a bar should be. I mean, it should be thoughtful, but I don't think it should be the one thing that people go to a bar for. Oh, I go to that bar because it's got really good music. Well, that sounds like a crappy reason to go to a bar to me.
Just put your iPod on then.
Yeah. So, I mean, Pandora's. I mean, it's a bit samey with the stations, but the staff get to choose that. I don't care what they put on.
Yeah.
They put anything they like on it. That seems to work. I mean, if you can hear the music here, it probably means we're going bankrupt. So we don't. Yeah, I don't really worry about it too much, to be honest. Yeah, I mean, we get 100 stations, and I think I always put something on and probably get frowned at.
It gets changed pretty quickly. Yeah.
No more speed metal.
What's you doing that?
Yeah. Actually, I'm always playing bloody movie soundtracks. I think that annoys them a lot.
Nice.
Yeah. And the other thing we use, of course, is Facebook.
Ah, of course.
Use
yes.
that a lot.
So you've
I
got
mean-
your own website, though, haven't you?
Yeah, but we don't. I think websites are. I mean, for places like us, all they are is a confirmation of where you are and who you are. I don't think any dynamic information should be on a website. I don't think anything. I think updating beer lists or events on your website for a bar is actually it's a complete waste of time. No one goes to www.goldings. Whatever to find. I can't remember my own URL. How about that? To find out what beer's on. You know, it goes on Facebook. You take a photo. That's the easiest way to do it. Take a photo of the beer menu.
Yep.
Whack it on Facebook. That's the easiast way to do it.
Good for events too, I suppose.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Running events, boosting. You know, paying. I was a bit sceptical about actually paying for ads on Facebook, but when we do events, you boost them like $6 to $69 or something a day. It actually works. It actually works quite well. But the cool thing we like about Facebook here is we're private groups. So the staff, we have a shopping list. It's as simple as that. So Sean needs to go and buy tortillas and beans or corned beef. So it just goes on a shopping list. So then when I'm at the supermarket or More Wilson's, I get my phone out and the shopping list is right there.
Yeah.
So I don't have to paper again. Is redundant. We have a beer ordering inventory on there, so we all know what beer's coming. So the three of us who order beer don't double up. So if someone rings up and says, I've got this beer, we can look at it and go, no, we've got that style coming already this week.
Yeah.
And we order our beer weekly, so it gets turned over a lot. So that's a useful tool as well. And then there's just a general one for the whole team, which we can just have information like, where's the broom? Why is there a dead body in the bar?
Yes.
All that kind of stuff.
Oh, that one again.
Yeah, that one again. Yeah. So that actually works pretty well. And the cool thing about it, tagging your staff in, you know they've seen it. So there's no, I didn't see the...
I didn't get that email or whatever.
Something like that.
Tagged you.
You're tagged and you're told, which is good.
I don't quite understand that, but that's okay.
Yeah. So when you tag
Just like the
someone's
Google
name
Plus,
in,
Mike. When they tag someone, did they see it? That kind of business?
Doesn't that mean that you've tagged someone, not they haven't read it, just because it's been tagged?
It notifies them.
they get notified. In a private group, they get notified.
But that doesn't mean they've read it, it just means you've been told about it.
Yeah, but they should read it.
Yeah. They're
should
glued
read
on their
it.
phones anyway.
Yeah,
They should have seen the notifications.
So
Hopefully.
the rule here,
Hopefully.
or the thing is,
Yeah.
well, come on, you know how it works. Yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
Anything else that you use? You still use Twitter a bit, you guys?
No, we use Twitter a lot. Twitter's actually Twitter's much better than Facebook for communicating with your customers and making them feel like they're important and makes them feel like they're alive.
Yeah.
I mean, responding to a customer's tweet that tags the bar in is one of the coolest things you can do for a customer. They will feel like they're actually important. They're actually their loyalty is important to us. So yeah, we try and do that as much as we can. Twitter for me was a fairly new thing. I wasn't very savvy on it a year ago, but no, I like it a lot now.
Yeah.
I mean, Instagram, we do a bit of Instagram as well, but that's a bit twee. So it's all right.
So Facebook and Twitter, that's really where online, if you want to find out about you guys, that's really where.
Yeah, I mean, all the website does, it's got a map, an address, tells people what we don't do and what we do. So, I mean, we're a non-smoking bar.
Oh, I see.
So people are like, if you tell people on the website that we're a non-smoking bar inside and out, they come here and they're not surprised. I mean, that's taken about 18 months to train Wellingtonians about who we are as far as smoking goes.
Yes.
But it actually has been fine. I mean, smokers have been absolutely fine about it. They understand. As soon as you explain that the outside area is for not you, and you can have every other bar in the world belongs to you outside.
Or walk up the lane.
Yeah, or they can drink and they don't have to go away. But
No, but for that smoky stuff, that's what
but it's
only
like
a few minutes anyway.
they can smoke outside and drink outside in any other bar in New Zealand. Yeah, it's just one bar here that you can't do it.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
And so all of that tech that you talk about there, systems, which isn't a lot, but that runs.
Pretty much right.
But
it gives you it gives you confidence. That's the nice thing about it. You can be confident there's a group of people who run Vend, who run Zero, who run Flexi Time. That's their job. That's their job to make sure that software works for you and all that information is accurate and available. And you've got with a cloud system like that, the support is always better as well. It's dynamic. They can look.
Yes.
So if you've got a point of sale system here that's severed from the cloud, it's just like here, then I guess a service person will have to come here and look at it, and you got to book them in. I mean, it's like having an FPOS machine. When your FPOS machine breaks, someone has to come and replace it. But with Vend or Zero, you ring up or FlexiTime, they just look at your.
I see your issue.
And they can talk with you through it. Which is, I think, it's a massive advantage.
Internally, anything else that you and it's great. This is great advice for anyone who's doing any startup, really. These are the basic systems that you're going to need.
Tools. You need a few tools to get running. Don't overthink it, right?
Vend's a bargain, and I think it can only get better once it moves towards hospitality more. It's getting there. I think it'll be tremendously good. We've looked at other systems as well, but not all of them really integrate as well into Zero.
That's the key thing, isn't it?
For us, board meetings are easy when you can produce a report. It's accurate, and anyone can understand it.
Yes. And now, as opposed to, this is what the accounts were 6 months ago.
Exactly.
Like, no, now.
Right,
now.
This was half an hour ago.
Exactly. And the other cool thing about Zero is that you can give other business partners the access,
Yeah.
so they can look at it. And there's different levels of access you can give them as well, so it lets them feel included as well.
So they can just jump in whenever and see a
Yeah.
report.
Yeah,
They don't have to see everything, but they can see the report.
That's right.
It's quite handy.
yeah.
So your business here, I mean, that's all about running your business. It's not almost internally, and then obviously there's suppliers and there's
Yep.
all the external.
And I guess they're probably using the same systems as well. I know that one of the brewers we buy our beer off, maybe more of them, are using exactly what we're using. They have a cellar door. They're using Vend. They're using Xero. So we're getting our invoices through Xero. So there's no paperwork as well.
So you can connect with
It
accounts
ends
now,
up straight.
can't you?
Ends up straight in the drafts. So we just have to give it its account code.
Yep.
And that's in the system. So yeah, it's just becoming less and less paperwork.
Excellent. What's the worst that you've got at the moment? You probably don't have to name customers or suppliers' names, but what's the one you go?
As far as
these people keep sending me bits of paper and I have to write them a check.
I'd say Office Max. I'm just going to say it. They do things just so. I don't know. It seems so.
See, you've got to
draconian.
understand from their point
So
of view,
who's
they
off-
produce office products.
What's
Yeah,
Office
yeah.
Max?
So they
I
want
don't
to
know
use them.
Office Max.
They're office products. So I want to buy Post-it notes,
Stationery and all that.
stationery
Oh,
pens,
yeah.
hand towels. So they are cleaning, some are cleaning products as well.
Yeah.
But they have I think they've probably got a very old system that is probably the backbone of their accounting business, and to replace it would probably cost them a fortune. But it's just a wee bit annoying, you know. And with Xero, when you pay a whole lot of bills to someone, it tells them what you've paid.
Yeah.
But because they're not on Xero, and I add up the month's bills to Office Max and send it to them, 9 times out of 10, I get a phone call. What ones are you paying? You just.
Yeah.
So it can be.
It's funny, there's a lot of companies out there in that boat that haven't upgraded for a while, or have any systems, or even processes. And now they're finding it hard to go, okay, now I have to do a massive leap. And so they put it off for a few more years.
So the technical
becomes
debt,
harder.
the technical debt, it's called, gets higher and higher. And you eventually,
You've got to make the jump as soon as you can. I mean, it's if it costs you, $10,000 to $20,000 for a business that's turning over, I don't know, $10 million a year or something, it's a no-brainer. Just do it. Just do it.
Yeah.
It's you've got to become more attractive to your customers. The other thing that Office Max do, which is really annoying, is you buy a thing of Post-it notes that comes in a washing machine box.
Yes, that's right. Yes, yeah.
So
You buy
really
just a
good at-
little bit of stuff, and it comes in this
Huge box. So I think they use all their customers as their recycling bins. So they have a really small cardboard recycling bin at Office Max. Yeah. So we get. That's particularly annoying.
I want the product, not the,
Yeah, that's right.
the masses of stuff.
Where they get you in the packaging.
That's right. Yeah.
So, I mean, it's the integration that's the big thing there. If their system, whatever it was, integrated with Xero, then you'd be going, sweet, I don't care what you use.
Yep.
It's all go.
Yep. I mean, the online ordering works pretty well. I mean, you're on their website, it works fine, and everything turns up. They're pretty good at that. But it's always that
Just
companies that get severed from their accounts, and then it's like Barry doesn't know what Maud's ordered.
Yeah.
I've got to put you through to accounts. It's like, what's your account code again? I don't know.
Yes.
I can't be bothered. Do you want my money or not? In fact, you've already got my money. Work it out.
Well, it should be their problem once the money's at their end.
Yeah, you think
It's their problem.
But what they'll do. So say they haven't reconciled it, it comes up as not paid in their system. So then they won't send you anything.
Because you haven't paid your bills.
Yeah.
So,
Even though you have.
But
you haven't worked out that I have paid my
Yeah.
bills.
Yeah.
So, other companies that you guys do. So, who do you deal with? Do you deal with the brewers themselves? or-
Everything. So we'll deal with an individual brewer, a distribution company, reps. Yeah, whoever we feel is giving us a really good product. And from good people, really.
Would it be fair to say, and I think I'm about to put words into everyone's mouth, that's fine, would it be fair to say that the craft beer industry's been around for a very short time, to be fair, and so they've all grown up like yourself, and they've just gone, well, cloud, that's the way it is.
Yep. They probably hit the sweet spot, to be honest, like us, of coming in as a new young businesses, not a lot of capital. So they're able to adopt this subscription-based cloud software.
Yeah.
I mean, subscription-based is a great way of not taking a huge amount of capital out of you from the start. I think I use Adobe Creative as well. It's a cloud-based. So instead of having to buy Photoshop for $2,000, I spend $50 a month and get every Adobe product I want. It's Illustrator, InDesign, everything. So I mean, having to buy all those products would be crippling. Having to get that cash flow back would be pretty tough. So subscription-based stuff, I think, is always going to be appealing for startups, especially on the contracts they have. I mean, there's basically no contract. There's no minimum contract.
Just turn the tap on or off.
And on and off when you want. I think vendors 12 months, that's fine. It's really attractive for a business with not a huge amount of capital.
And of course, the general craft beer is small startups.
It is, yeah.
And even the ones that have been around for a while it's still.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's a new industry.
When did that open? That's probably one of the older places now.
What's that?
Hashigazaki?
Yeah, 5 years. So
5 years, exactly.
Yeah. So they were on it. They've just moved over to Vend.
Okay.
They were on a fairly old point of sale system, which couldn't cope anymore with the amount of products they had, and they've swapped over to Vend. I'm sure they're having a few issues with swapping to a new kind of system, but that I think you can blame software for that. That's just nature. Yeah. Everything's going to be a wee bit challenging to move on. Just got to be open-minded and about it. There's not much point flipping the table and saying, I don't understand this, I don't want to use it. I like the old system better. Wear my old shoes. They were much more comfortable than my new shoes.
But now they got holes in them though.
That's right.
Exactly, and they don't work.
That's right. Yeah.
Cool. Well, I was about to say, we normally end, thank you, Sean, with where can we find you? Well, we know where not to find you, on the website.
That's right.
Where will people go to find?
You'll probably find me sitting at the end of my bar on my computer or in my office painting Millennium Falcon or something like that.
We'll take a picture of the Millennium Falcon. It's hanging up behind us right now.
Brilliant.
It's very cool. So Goldings is at Goldings FD on Twitter.
Yep, that's right.
And on
Facebook, Goldings Freedive on Facebook.
Perfect.
Yeah. Down an alleyway. Down a dirty old alleyway.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. Come up for a quickie in the alleyway. Have a beer.
Maybe a beer too.
Come to Studio One. Thanks so much, Sean. That was fascinating. We really appreciate it.
No, thanks, guys. Cheers.
Awesome interview. I love how Sean has made his passion into a business. I'm trying to encourage more people I know, if they think about something they're passionate about, why don't you try and make it a business, make a go of it. And I like how he's found tools to make his life simple. And it's all about that work-life balance, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was an awesome interview from Sean.
Tools that he said that made him feel like a genius.
That's right.
Mate, I think that is a brilliant line, and Vend should go and film Sean and get that line out of him. That is a brilliant line. That is a fantastic...
It's marketing gold right there.
Yeah, they should. So, Vaughan, you should go and talk with him, mate.
Right, special shout-out. Well, shout-outs to our slowly accumulating force on Twitter at Access Granted NZ is our handle, and more and more people are following and favouriting a lot of the stuff we're putting out there. I'm loving it.
And I particularly, and I know you are, Raj, that's where we're now sharing all of our sort of tech links and tech interests. I'm using the Access Granted NZ account. It is the place to go. It's the place to be, and thank you. Within a week, we've got over 7, maybe 8 followers.
I saw double digits the other day.
11?
No, it might have been more. I think we're up to 40, something like that. People are there.
It is pretty good, actually, in New Zealand, I've got to say quickly.
Yeah.
We've also kicked off a Facebook page and a Google Plus page. We'll be doing the same things on there, sharing stuff. We'll be a little bit quieter on those for a while. We will focus on the Twitter accounts, but if you are a Facebook person, go looking for us, and if you're a Google Plus person, hello, how are you? I'm the other one. And we've got a page that you can use.
I swear I saw a tumbleweed the other day.
Yeah.
Anyway.
As always, don't take our jibber jabber as gospel. So all the links go up on the podcast, as we said, up on our #me.co.nz page.
Mm-hmm. On Twitter, look for us on Access Granted NZ, of course, and Mike on @Miramar Mike, and myself on @NZ Raj. You're desperate to email us, and I know some like to email still. You can get to us on Access Granted at #me.co.nz. And for all the other hashtag goodness, such as the updates, the news, the prizes, and much more, go to #me.co.nz.
Now, thank you for your time. And we really mean it. Thank you very much for your time. And we'll see you next Tuesday with the Kiwi Tech people sharing their own stories. Ka kite anō.
#me.co.nz